Well, hello. I am Nathaniel. I live in France and I am a music addict. Some of you already know about me because I'm involved in a French band called Dionysiaque. We play some kind of fucked up doom metal. But some people also know me because every now and then I appeared in small videos to talk about music. And I decided out of the blue to share my passion for music on this format of small videos. So I won't give a silly name for the moment. It's just for my pleasure and hopefully yours if you like and enjoy to watch. The thing is, I have a very wide tastes when it comes to music, and I'm here to share and happily talk about what I do enjoy and happily there to discover stuff you would recommend to me as well. So, of course, I'm mostly a person who comes from the metal world, but I listen to many other genres of music. So, do not expect something very specific here. It's just that I will talk about the stuff that I do enjoy. So, it can be blues, it can be prog, it can be African music and metal, punk, etc. You name it. So to start, I would like to introduce you to this band and album. It's called Tempest, and this is their second album called Living in Fear. Originally, this band was founded by John Heisman. He used to play with the band Colosseum, which at the beginning of the 70s was split up, and he was looking for a new band to be involved in. So he founded Tempest with guitar player Alan Holdsworth, who was later known to be playing with other bands like Soft Machine, for instance. And as many people, I do like a lot the first Tempest album, but on this second one, there was a change actually because Alan Holdsworth quit and he was replaced by Ollie. Oh, sorry, I don't recall the name. Anyway, Ollie Halsall. Sorry, the guy is not so much well known, but if some of you heard about the parody movie about the Beatles called The Rattles, he was a guitar player that composed almost every song inspired by the Beatles. That happened after he had played with Tempest. And actually, when he replaced Alan Holdsworth, he also skipped to singing. So he was singing and playing the guitar. And I really love this album because, how can I say that? Some people would say that it's somehow an early new wave of British heavy metal kind of band. Of course, we're still in the mid 70s, so new wave of British heavy metal is not a thing at that moment. But there is something much heavier and less complex compared to Colosseum. And actually, it's very straightforward, but very rich and varied album as well. It has a lot of different parts and ambience, and I do have to admit, it's really an album that I hold dear because I come back very often to listen to it. And there is a cover of the Beatles, Paperback Writer, which is one of the best covers of this song I have ever heard. And I really strongly recommend you to discover Tempest because, well, it's with Heart Attack by Dust, maybe one of my fave hard rocking bands from the 70s. So look at that cover and remember to go and listen to Tempest and let me know if you actually enjoyed it as well or not at all. Next is a band that is much more recent. This is a band from Germany. I mean, based in Germany with members stemming from Central Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and this kind of area. And they sing in their native language. You have a lot of different expressions in Urdu, for instance. And this band is called Zanjeer. Zanjeer is actually a band I discovered while watching a small documentary on Arte, the French German channel. It was about taqwacore, which is some kind of a punk hardcore kind of music. Not only, but it's music done by people having a connection with the Muslim world, and how being a Muslim inside this scene at the margin of the music industry feels like. And I discovered actually Hassan, the singer of Zanjeer, and I found what he was saying very interesting and actually quite relevant. So I got in touch with him, and yeah, we started to exchange, and now every now and then we speak together online. And this guy is very cool and very much into a lot of music, being into yeah, metal of course, but also punk hardcore obviously, and also hip hop. So it's always interesting to follow what he's got to say or to recommend, because I discover cool stuff. And Zanjeer actually released this EP on a French label called Symphony of Destruction, which is based in Brittany, in Western France. And this is a very, very good label, which I do support wholeheartedly. Go and check Symphony of Destruction Records. And this EP is very, very good. This is straightforward hardcore with very heavy guitar sound for people into early bands like a State of Alert, for instance. This would, I think, appeal to you. And there is this great song, Taliban Murtabad, which is against the Taliban regime, and which is very strong and anthemic. And actually, it's a band I really did enjoy to discover, and I still have to get their first album. They just released an LP lately. Will put my fingers on it, no doubt about it. And luckily, with my band Dionysiaque, we play in Berlin in July. So I think we will have the opportunity to meet for the first time with Hassan, and it will be nice, hopefully, to spend time with him and talk about more music to discover. So I strongly recommend you to give a listen to Zanjeer. I will describe it in the comments below. And also something not that new actually, but for people who know me, you know it is very special to me. This band is called Asphyx, and today marks the 35th year anniversary of the release of this album, The Rack, which is the first album uh, released by Asphyx with a quite complex history, because they had embraced the death ready before the rack, but which was released much later afterward. And actually, this album is important to me. It's the first connection I've encountered with Asphyx some decades ago already, and I don't know why, but this band really struck a chord in me. And apparently, this album did not struck the chord on the label, which was Century Media at the time, because when the guys brought the final result, the label was like, guys, I don't want to do something with the mix or the master. And the guy said, fuck you, this is what you get, or you don't get anything at all. So the label had to release it without really much believing into what they did. But it still was a huge success and paved the way for more with Asphyx. Of course, this album features singer Martin van Drunen, who became a friend of mine years ago. And I spent a lot of time with him some years ago, actually. A very, very nice chap. And the rest of the band was pretty cool too. And the little funny story about this is that it's like 25, almost 27 years ago. I wrote to the drummer, Bob Bacchus, and actually he replied to me with a handwritten interview, which still appears at the Voices from the Dark Side website if you want to check out. So here is the letter and the, I don't know how many, but you see a lot of pages of answers to my interview, which was like 30 questions big, something like that. Well, I quit doing extensive interviews like that because I can understand how painful it is for the people to answer to so much questions. But anyway, it was a young me being so enthusiastic about Asphyx that I had to know everything and let people know about it. So it's very nice to listen to this album once again and also dive into the original answers to this great interview. I really had a great time. Yeah, with the Asphyx guys, we happened to meet a couple of times, and yeah, actually, it's incredible um, to remain faithful to a band for such a long time. You see, I still have some flyers from the old days, which you can relate to the demo stuff. And also this memorabilia, which was quite incredible. It was back in 2003, if I'm remembering correctly, but it was a festival celebrating the 10 years anniversary of Voices from the Dark Side, and I played there with my former band Bloody Sign and Martin van Drunen. We played covers of Asphyx, Pestilence, and Celtic Frost, together with Martin van Drunen and Juan Escubos from Pentacle, which is also a band I highly respect and worship since years. So here it is. I just wanted to introduce myself a bit more, talking about music and letting you know about my tastes and hopefully share with you. So feel welcome to comment below this video. I don't give a fuck about the algorithm or getting any success. It's just doing this for the sake of connecting with people who might be interested in the shit I'm saying. So enjoy, take care of yourselves, and maybe see you later with another video. Bye.